Hey friends, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, welcome. I know this may be long overdue, but I wanted to do an introduction video for the subscribers that don't know me and share a little bit about my journey that led me to YouTube. My name is Jasmine, I'm 35, and I have two rich besties. I'm manifesting and affirming that over their lives. My daughter, Skylar, is 6, and my son, Zion, is 3. I have been a registered nurse for 13 years now. I left the bedside in January 2020, right before the pandemic hit, and have been working remotely from home ever since doing administrative work. I'm originally from New York. I moved to Dallas, Texas in 2015 and met my twin flame shortly after. For those of you that are unfamiliar with what a twin flame is, it involves two people that share the same soul. Once these twin flames meet, this results in an intense magnetic attraction and connection. They are truly your other half. And that's exactly how it was for us. We had an instant connection and were literally inseparable from the day we met. We were together for exactly 5 years. In 2020, my life completely turned upside down and I experienced the most traumatic year of my life. I was pregnant with my son Zion, who was originally scheduled to be due in October 2020. However, I went into premature labor on July 29th, and he was born at only 28 weeks and 5 days on July 30th. So he basically was 3 months early. Even though I had been a nurse for 10 years at that time, there was no amount of experience that could have prepared me for such a scary situation. My son spent over 3 months in the NICU, 100 days to be exact. 2 months after my son was born, while he was still in the NICU, my husband passed away by suicide, and sadly I found him on this exact day 3 years ago, September 24th, 2020. His name was Andre. He was an Army veteran and only 35 years old. That was literally the hardest thing I had to experience in my life, and unfortunately, I haven't been able to get that image out of my mind. I felt like I was drowning, and I got hit back to back with two traumatic situations. Although I was grieving and I was hurting so bad because I literally lost my other half and best friend, I had to keep going because my son was fighting for his life in the NICU, so I had to keep fighting with him. He needed me to be strong more than ever. And any moms out there that had a baby stay in the NICU after birth for months knows that that situation ain't no walk in the park. It is an emotional roller coaster and very scary. Having to leave that hospital every visit and not be able to take my baby home was extremely difficult. Pumping breast milk every 2 to 3 hours around the clock while working full-time with a toddler at home was not easy. And then throw in losing your husband / best friend / father of your children. Our daughter Skylar was only 3 years old at the time, which was hard because she was a daddy's girl and was so close to him. She asked for him almost every day, and I had to sit her down and try to explain to her that her daddy was not coming back. She didn't quite understand the concept of death at the time, so it was really difficult, and she would cry for him, and it literally broke my heart because she just didn't understand. 9 months later, I decided to sell my home and relocate to another state because we didn't have anyone there for support. I had a new construction home built for me and my children, and I used that process as a distraction from my traumatizing situation. I literally didn't begin my grieving process until 2022, after we moved into our new home. In the beginning, I kept myself busy and distracted so my brain didn't have time to stop and grieve properly. And also, when everything happened, I had a toddler, a newborn preemie baby, and work, so I literally just didn't have time to let myself grieve properly. Then throw in selling a home, relocating to another state, and building a new home. I had tunnel vision and just wanted to keep myself on track with getting us settled. But once we were finally settled in our new home, I had nothing to distract me, and I began to officially grieve and allow myself to cry when I felt like it. These past 3 years have been a long journey of healing for me and learning how to navigate this new life that we have. And trust me, it hasn't been easy being a single grieving mama. But I'm doing it and I'm still standing. That saying, you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans, is so real, because I never expected in a million years that this would be my life right now. Like, if someone told me even 6 months prior to everything happening that those events would have happened, I would not have believed them. It was so unexpected. Your life can really change in the blink of an eye. My life took a major turn, one event after another, and I had no control at all over what was happening. I found myself in this long tunnel full of darkness, and I could not see the light at all. I didn't have much emotional support, and I just felt alone. And I knew it was up to me to pull myself through that long tunnel of darkness and find a light. I had to, for the sake of my children. They are literally the strength I use to make it through. I eventually started therapy. Therapy has helped me a lot through my journey, and I really recommend it to anyone who experienced trauma or just anything and needs someone to talk to and process your thoughts and feelings. Therapists let you dump all of your problems out on them and provide you with healthy ways to cope. I even put my daughter in therapy to help her cope and understand her loss. Sometimes there is no explanation for the why things happen, and you just have to trust God and have faith. Even though we may not understand the why, I believe that God never gets it wrong. Our stories are already written, and God knows exactly what trials and tribulations we are going to face. Each of us has a specific and unique journey that we are supposed to embark on in our lifetime. And there are certain lessons that we are supposed to learn before advancing to the next level in life. He has a plan for us, and you have to trust that it is a good one. In my situation, God had equipped me with everything I needed to survive this storm before everything even happened. In 2019, I began seeing 444 all the time. 444 is an angel number. At first, I would wake up in the middle of the night very often and check my phone, and it would be 4:44. I would see it on my GPS as the arrival time to a destination. I just kept seeing it different places. And once I noticed it was happening a lot, I looked it up and discovered that it basically meant protection. I had no idea at the time what I was going to need protection from. But now, having hindsight, I know exactly why I was receiving that message. God knew what I would need to make it through. He protected me and was the armor I needed to shield me through my battle. I have witnessed and still witnessing God's favor over my life. I don't know who this message is for, but I know what it's like being in that dark space, and I want to encourage you to keep going. You hear me? I say keep going. I am rooting for you. You got this. And please don't give up before you receive your miracle. Find whatever strength you need to help you fight through and reach for the other side. My strength was my kids. They really helped me through everything. To be able to get up every day and be motivated to keep going after experiencing something so hard takes an immense amount of strength. I was called by God to share my story because this is bigger than me. My life is a testimony. I feel I went through everything I went through to help someone, and my trials and tribulations had a purpose. Even if it's just one person, that is still a major accomplishment, because to know I was able to help one person that I don't even know or knows me is big on a much deeper and spiritual level. This is my story, and everyone has their own unique story. I didn't share mine for any sympathy, but as motivation. Each of us are going through or has gone through something. Let's all show compassion and empathy towards others, because you never know what a person is dealing with. And empathy and sympathy are not synonymous. Empathy is the ability to emotionally understand what other people feel, see things from their point of view, and imagine yourself in their place. Basically, being able to put yourself in another person's shoes. And I make that point because I have seen people lack empathy for others and even experienced it myself. Anyone who has experienced grief knows that it is an emotional roller coaster. One day you could be vibrating high, and another day you're sad and crying. But just because you are vibrating high doesn't mean you aren't still hurting. So I only have one ask. If you know someone who you feel will be inspired by this video, please give this video a thumbs up and share it with them. And anyone experiencing thoughts of suicide, please reach out to a close friend or loved one that you trust to talk about your feelings, or you can reach out to a suicide hotline. They are available 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Or you can reach out to your doctor or a mental health provider. Suicidal thoughts don't go away on its own, so I'm asking you to please get help. There are options for help, so please don't choose to go through this alone. Thank you for taking the time to watch my video, and salute to all of our veterans. Thank you for your service. You are appreciated. To Andre, continue to rest peacefully, my love. Thank you for your service to this country, and thank you for always watching over us and protecting us. We love and miss you.